Oh, just putting some dry shampoo in my hair. Sorry, it looks a bit dark. Maybe it needs a wash and my colour done. Anyway, back to Charlotte Tilbury. I'm sorry that I filmed a film with an eyeshadow that was sold out. So I went to my local chemist, drugstore if you're in America, and went to look for some budget copies or dupes of the products. Now I did really well on the lipsticks. I found two that I was really happy with. I couldn't quite match the eyeshadow. The best one I could find was by Bourgeois. Now these colours are really beautiful, but it was this colour. It was the metallic one, I think it's called Pop, that she has in the Pillow Talk eyeshadow that I really wanted to mimic. And the Bourgeois does that beautifully. It's also got some really nice tonal mattes, which when you get to a certain age, you need mattes within your palettes to kind of give a little bit of definition and structure to your eyes. So I'm going to do a little eye look with the Bourgeois palette. So I have to say they've got some instructions on the back on how to do your eyeshadow in a sort of grid format, but I think unless you're sort of under 25, I don't think you really want to have your eye makeup like that, and it's not even very blended. So don't follow that, follow what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the same light shades as I did before, so I'm going to go in with the sort of mid-tone sort of shell colour over the whole of my lid. Now I did powder my eyelids before because it makes it much easier for the shadow to go on. I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go straight in with the metallic. Now this is the shade that I really love. This is why I chose this palette, because it's sort of most similar to the Pillow Talk. Again, really, really soft and pretty. Someone said to me on one of my films, "You've dyed your eyebrows like a reddy colour," which I would hate. You know what, she's absolutely right. On camera, my eyebrows do look a tinge of red. But I promise you, in my daylight, they look sort of like a cool grey tone, as anyone would want. They definitely don't look red, so I don't know what's happening through my camera. You think I should know, really, but I don't, so you are right. My eyebrows do look a bit warm. Right, I'm taking this to sort of like 2/3 of my eye here and here. Be careful because it is metallic that you don't push it up too high, because then it starts distorting. If the area that you want to push back is highlighted with metallic or reflects the light, then it just distorts the eye. So just sort of keep it on the lid. And I think that's, you know, very warm and soft, just sort of catches the light delicately there. And this palette's only like, I think it's about £12, if that. Okay, nice. So I'm going to go in to shape my eyes with a little bit of the soft, cool, grey-brown tone, like a taupe. I'm going to use a different brush because I don't want any metallic on this. I want it to be matte, just to push my eyes back. And I'm just going to knock that with the tip of the brush. This one's nice and firm. I did it with a cotton bud. I'm doing it with the tip of the brush here. And I think that's nice because if you see from the other eye already, just by adding the depth in, you get the shape of your eye, the pink comes out more. If you just put the sort of pale shell colour by itself, just this eye, it looks a bit wishy-washy. So just by using this colour, it's a great colour actually for really, you know, punching in a socket, putting in a fake socket, that really, really helps. So again, pushing, it's just the same as I did with the cotton bud, just sort of pushing it in, sort of sweeping it in with a big fat brush, just means that you're going to spread the product too far, and then it ends up just being sort of a sludgy mess, a wash of colours, rather than actually sort of shaping your eye. If you've got big, wide eyes, this will be easy, but if obviously you've got smaller lids, or your skin hangs down quite far, do what I'm doing, tip your head back and obviously lift your brow. So just bring that round there, and already that starts coming to life. I might make this a little bit stronger than the Pillow Talk one actually, and I might love all these really warm, russety, raspberry shades. So maybe I'll use my cotton bud trick and I'll go in With the darker colour here, you could similarly just use this matte colour, or you could take this underneath for more of a day look. Yeah, I'd probably mix those two colours to get a sort of, you know, so these three shades here, maybe that one too, just for a nice soft look depending on your skin tone, would work really well. But let me get one of my cotton buds. I'm just going to be using one of these today, a flat one. These are double-ended. Some of them are very flat and some of them are pointed. So straight in, underneath the lash line. Nice. And then pushing it. I don't want to go too far because I love the light of that oyster colour, but I'm going to blend it in just on the outside to the lovely sort of fake socket that we've injected, just so that it becomes part of the same look. Now obviously that looks really hard underneath, so you wouldn't have that. You take the clean end and soften that shadow. I made a bit of a mess underneath there. That's it. Just clean that up. I've got oil on my skin, so it's really easy for me to just brush that away and I can reconceal later. So just see how much greener that's making my eye. I love all these shades. Just really soft and delicate. It's going to soften that in slightly there. See, initially it sort of goes on and it looked quite deep in colour, but just blending it out is nice. I'm going to use another little cotton bud and I'm going to add a little bit of the metallic just onto this part here, just to lift that there. And blend it in there so it just softens that edge and keeps it sort of seamless. Now I'm going to blend that through just into my natural skin. Yeah, I think that colour underneath really makes my eyes look green. So let me just do the other side now. Right, so just sharpen that to blend in. And again, just add the light over the tear duct there. Now, rather than using a makeup wipe, I just have a little bit of micellar water on here, and that just picks up any powder that's fallen down. And now I just need to go in and reconceal. I do love this Delilah concealer. Take Cover. It's pretty punchy. As in it does a really great job of concealing. It's very effective, which is, I'm quite dark in between my eyes. So, you know, just a classic light reflecting concealer is not good enough for me. I need something that's a little bit stronger and sort of more opaque. And this is nice because you can see how I can manipulate it, look quite light when I put it on my skin. But I know I want it lighter there because I want to lift it because I'm dark. And as we get older, obviously we get many dark lines in the folds here underneath our eyes, you know, irregular dark lines under here, which makes us look jowly. So you just want to inject as much light into your face as possible. Don't be shy of that. So that looks better and it still looks fresh. I have to say I've had to put a little bit of Tarte Concealer, which is my skin tone, just because my pigmentation's really beginning to show through. I'm hoping that I might get some, or start some sort of lasering program, which will hopefully soften fine lines around my lips and just clean up the irregularity in my skin, because obviously the lighter and fresher the foundation on your skin, the more youthful your skin looks. Right, lovely, okay. Just going to soften that a little bit more on this side. I'm not going to put any eyeliner with this because the beauty of just applying soft sways of eyeshadow is that it increases the surface area of your eye, making your eye look bigger. I don't want this to be too glamorous and too overly made up because it's quite a there's quite a lot going on around my eyes, and if I then introduce eyeliner, I think it looks a bit dated. So let's just whack on some Hourglass Caution and then sort out my skin. Top and bottom lashes done. The light's really going from bright to really flat, but you know, at least you get to see how it would look like if it was in reality. Light's not always straight, is it? And in fact, actually, I took a really nice picture of myself in a taxi the other day. If you ever want to take a good picture of yourself, jump into your car, because if you have that sort of roof over your head, it creates a really lovely soft light. Now, I'm looking quite pale and pasty, so I love this Nippon palette. £8, £9. Really nice, two sort of peachy corally shades, a brighter pink but soft still, and just like a warmer pink. Really, really beautiful, takes you through all the seasons, and I wanted to sort of mimic something that was very similar to the Hourglass palette, although these are all matte, which I like because I like the light on top of my face. But you could always mix this with a soft radiance powder that you might already have in your makeup bag, rather than just sort of buying new things. I think, so what have I done? I think, I don't know, yes, I think these are more springy, summery. I'm going to go for a bit more warmth, but I'm going to go for this one. Let's have a look. The pigment on these are really good as well. Yeah, that's come up brighter than I would have thought as well. Yeah, I like that. No, actually, I really don't like that. That is way too much. It's way too much colour, because I've got this colour on my, I'm just going to get a little micellar water, because I've got this colour on my eyes. If you add too much colour into your lip and cheek, in my opinion, it looks a bit dated. And I don't want to look sort of made up. I just want to sort of decorate my face lightly. So I'm going to put a little bit more base on there as well. But this is what happens. Sometimes you put things on and to me it's a very like instant. Oh, I don't like that. There's a little bit of Tarte Concealer, which is like full-on concealer, but on days when I'm not happy with my skin, it's a really, really good full-on heavy concealer that covers everything. And I'll put a little bit of powder back on my skin, because obviously I'm going to be using a powder blush, and if my skin is damp, the pigments are really going to go absorb into the dampness of my skin and then go darker, and it won't go on smooth, it will go on quite patchy. Let me just get another blush brush. Okay, so I went for the warm shade. I'm going to go for this shade. For me, I think it's going to be more neutral. Let's have a look. I'm just going to squeeze this brush together. It's fanning out a bit. If it fans out too much. Oh, that's better. That's just much more my taste. Just a little bit softer. Now, the colour that I did use would look lovely if I had a clean eye and I wanted to sort of just give a nice healthy finish to my skin, but with the sort of aubergine and pearly shell eyeshadow, it just looked a bit too dolly. Just going to use my new Nippon Fab. I'm really loving Nippon Fab at the moment. Very good price point of product. Just place that over my blush just to add a little bit more light. This shade is Solar. Talked about it I think last week in my film. Just adds a really nice warm touch. They've got 3 or 4 different shades. I should go through with you the shades that I like for different skin tones actually. Nice. Okay, so the final touch is lips. Okay, so Pillow Talk. Here's Pillow Talk. This is the Bourgeois one. So if I do it on the back of my hand, here's Pillow Talk, just so you can see that it being on the colour of my lips. And this is the Bourgeois one. Can you see it's slightly more glossy, but it's so similar. If you find that Pillow Talk's too dry, this would be perfect for you. All the products are listed in the description. And this is the Rimmel colour, which is pretty much, let me just put it next to Pillow Talk so it's there. Pretty identical really, isn't it? And that's like £5. Smells really That smells absolutely delicious. Right, okay, come on then, Rimmel. Let's give you a go. Nice consistency. Yeah, if you're on a budget and you love Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, everyone's going to be thinking you're wearing Pillow Talk. It's probably a little bit more hydrating than Pillow Talk, but that's fine because you can just go over it with a little translucent powder. It's like talking to the dentist, isn't it? I'm doing my lips talking to you. It's such a classic, sophisticated, suits all colour. I'm just going to do a little bit of a lip line with a lip brush. I love these flat, sort of square lip brushes. This is a Japanese brand called Hakahodu. And gives a really nice finish. Take off my teeth, sorry about that. Yeah, so the only thing I would say is that it's just a little bit more shiny and sort of lipsticky rather than that sort of like modern matte sort of cooler finish that Charlotte has in her lipstick. So let's sort that out by taking a clean brush, a little bit of Charlotte's powder, why not? There you are. I mean, you're probably not going to notice, but these are the things that I notice. Rub that powder in. See, it just makes it just that little bit more expensive looking. Great, so there is Pillow Talk. There's Pillow Talk. And that is the Rimmel one. And that's the Bourgeois one. Great, well I hope you liked that. It was quite nice to go off and find some dupes. I haven't done that in a long time. So let me know what you think. I like the way the looks turned out a little bit different. I like the way that we put the blusher on wrong and kind of went back and chose something else. Anyway, I'm very much looking forward to chatting to you below and have a lovely day yourselves. See you soon.